sini. Parable. A simple story used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson, as told by Jesus in the Gospels. Stanley. Near the stony clearing. Demo. A demonstration of a product or technique. A version of something such as computer software produced to demonstrate its capabilities, or for use as a trial. Allegory. A story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically of moral or political origin. Yes, that's right. Because the demo of Stanley Parable is a game in and of itself without any Steam page, this is the final quote unquote, unless you check out our other channel, wink wink. There are only 2 videos left, and then it's on to our normal paid programming, not this off-the-wall cockamamie bull hockey. Howdy y'all, it's been a while, and in the sense of the Stanley Parable, time has passed since I actually played this game. I'd like to take a moment for some retrospective understanding. August 2020, Ryan and myself kind of were bouncing ideas on what to do with the channel. It had been a side project, and neither of us thought it would go anywhere. And in the grand scheme, it hasn't. The Whatever Review had been a Steam project that I'd been working on doing for a while, because I thought reviews for the most part were kind of boring, bad, or extremely biased for an individual that had spent less than a couple hours playing a game. When we decided to move it to the YouTube channel, it was just to add more visual gags to the reviews, and to heighten the review process. I am a bit of a hermit when it comes to YouTube. I don't watch a whole lot of YouTubers, so I was going off my own sanity and, drugs and alcohol usage. The channel previously to September 2020 had been 4 years old. As of writing this, the channel has 51 subscribers, over double the amount of subscribers at that point. And it's nice. It's small but precious to me, and it makes me put away time to continue what has already been quite the rampage, actually. There are many videos planned and many more to come. I hope that if you do find my channel from this video, pick up on this and subscribe, hit the bell.
20 minutes or so. Please, or just 20
Jesus, that was the first time I've ever said that, and I still think my soul is in my body. That's insane. Speaking of which, have I ever told you about Sky, the artist? Sky is a wonderful artist, talented, vigilant, motivated, but they weren't always focused. Many artists experience a block. In the physical sense, a block is simple, something you must get around, a challenge, an obstacle. But in our minds, a block is more like a chain than an open field, limited only by oneself, ever pushing forward to view the horizon to our sides forever. So, when a block comes in front, it can be hard to get around, to simply push through, like our heroes that we so desperately, if detrimentally, wish to be. Nonetheless, a block once lasted over Sky's head for some time. They pondered long enough that eventually the thought became too pure, too whole. Should I continue to be an artist? They asked themselves. How do I make it as an artist? Have I wasted all this time? How do I make it with my art? Should I give up to make money? Sky asked their friends, "Can I get your advice on this?" Sky's friend, the Wasp, told them to draw themselves. The hippo, that Sky should draw some of his character. The gorilla, that Sky should draw motivating things of action. Violence. The puppy, that Sky should draw more animals, maybe even adult drawings. The mountain offered no suggestion, but that Sky was already a good artist. The lemur, that Sky should make pendants, or other artsy objects. Go a different route. Then along came a snake. The lazy snake was always willing to give advice that they were never motivated enough to do themselves. The snake whispered popularity and business. The snake told Sky that they should make art of what's popular, stay cutting edge. The snake said original content doesn't get recognized. It's characters and content that people already recognize or already associate. The Snake told Iosuke to develop multiple styles to piggyback off content already popular, to leech, as nothing could ever be original fully. Thus, originality was overrated. The Snake even convinced themselves to take the action, giving in to their lack in originality. The Snake taught themselves how to draw, just to draw anything they desired, and thus they drew things that were tangible, physical, unimaginative. Iosuke's blue fur turned gray, as they thought of money and thought that it wasn't the only reason they wanted to draw. So they decided to not take any advice given to them. Instead, Iosuke decided to listen to themselves, to look towards what they had wanted to draw, not what others had thought they should. They found a bit of pride, which pushed them forward. Instead of worrying about what others want me to draw, I'll just keep drawing. Eventually someone will come along and enjoy my artwork. And that's exactly what happened. Well, the Snake continued to do what was unoriginal and popular. They found no popularity, and worse, they found no joy in it either, until one day, fed up, defeated by themselves, the Snake went back to check on Iosuke's problem. Maybe I just wasn't lucky enough, the Snake thought. How saddened the Snake was to find that Iosuke had not only found their success, but had done so the way they wanted. Wasted all of this time, and I don't even like what it is I've wasted my time on. The Snake resolved to do what they wanted, rather than what they thought was popular. Even if I'm not lucky, even if I'm not successful, nevertheless, I should make what I want, so at least I can be happy with what I make. The Snake approached Iosuke and asked,
"Oh, how vulnerable of you.
Can I get your advice on this?"
During the demo you need to cry, just let me know, and here is where there is nothing. In the main game, however, there are many more places where there is nothing.
What about the game, you might ask? Well, let's take a closer look at our story about Iosuke. They went on their way to make something unique they could have, while still using inspiration to make art that even when unoriginal, was what they could be proud of. This is probably the most unique demo, in that while still calling to other games for having good selling demos and producing a pretty different game from what the full version would be. Is the experience unique? Is the experience good? I guess, yeah. Let's ask the Snake, who spent their time developing nothing new. The Snake found no success in the end, and still found no happiness at the end of the day. Maybe the Snake doesn't like Stanley's Parable, while the few smiles being the references to other games like Metal Gear Solid, Gunpoint, Half-Life, and Kentucky Route Zero. Maybe the Snake just thought they could, do better. But really, could they? And even if they could, that holds no regard to the happiness and joy to those who like the Stanley Parable, or those who made the Stanley Parable. Iosuke was able to find joy, and that allowed them to continue to make the art they liked. And the Snake does find themselves a bit inspired to push forward, as the lesson was already learned. They don't need to like the Stanley Parable 100%. The Snake just needs to know how to put into words whether or not the Snake recommends it or not. The Snake does like the achievement in the demo, one that allows you to completely customize and break your Steam profile. Hey, shout out to your boy, Dead Cow Fucker again. Smoke meth, woo! The Snake likes that it's a meta joke on a demonstration having multiple meanings. The Snake likes that the Stanley Parable demo is supposed to be a unique experience. But what doesn't the Snake like about Stanley Parable? What is the Snake's judgment on the game? I fucking think they should have called it, named it, the Stanley Allegory, because it's more socio-political and moral than spiritual. Stupid fucks.
now this room is perhaps the most important you'll encounter in the demo. This is where we determine whether or not the demo has been effective, whether it's conveyed the wit and soul of the Stanley parable in such a compelling way that you reach immediately for your credit card to purchase the main game.